Today I share with you this little tidbit from 1981, my Del Mar Skate Ranch membership card. And so you can see the expiration date is April 12th, 1982. So April 12th, 1981. I share with you this because the Del Mar Skate Ranch definitely changed my life completely, and I pretty much grew up there because, my dad was in the Marines, so we kind of bounced around a lot, and every couple of years we were somewhere else. And finally, he ended up back here in Oceanside at Camp Pendleton to retire, and so really high school on, that's where I've kind of been in this area. And so by going to the Del Mar Skate Ranch in 1981, that really is my true formative years. Because before that, it was kind of like, I never had a long-term friends because we were always leaving every couple of years. But I was kind of like, I was kind of a loner. That's relating to these songs about being a rover. Although, as a kid singing that song in my head, I didn't really have a concept of rover other than dog. So I was like, well, he can't be saying rover because why would he say he's a rover? So I would always sing it to myself as I have been all over, because I understood all over. Anyway, so yes, but back to this. Oh yeah, so that picture right there, that's my first Jay Grant written photo, because Grant was the manager at the skate park, and I think he was living there. Well, maybe he might not have been living there by the time I was skating there. But so Grant took my photo. Grant did my membership for me, and we were there right when the doors opened at 10. Had my dad drop me off there. I think we went to McDonald's on the way or something like that. Got a little pancake breakfast, just hash browns and OJ, and then 10 o'clock drops me off, and then he goes. I guess he went home, and he came back. Came back at like 6 o'clock, I think. So left me there today. I think I had $5 for lunch. But that was the start of me that day for sure. And I didn't really meet them that day, but that was my first day there. I got to see Tony Hawk and Kevin Staub skate, and definitely seeing Tony skate pretty much right before I had to leave, right at sunset. That kind of was the big light bulb, because up until then it was, I'd seen Freewheelin' the movie and things on Skateboard the movie, and then it was just magazines. So I didn't have a real concept of what skateboarding was like in person. And then there comes Tony. I remember skating with this guy, Matt. I cannot remember his name. Sorry, Matt. But good guy, freestyler guy, but could also skate everything because everybody skated everything back there. But so I was skating with him in the afternoon, and he says, "Hey, Hawk and Staub are here." And I'm like, okay. I didn't know. I knew Steve Caballero, and I knew Bert Lamar and Mike Fulmer and Brad Bowman and Dave Andrecht. I knew, and Doug Saladino and Eddie O'Gara, and I knew the other guys. I knew the older guys from the magazines. But yeah, they said, "Yeah, Hawk and Staub are there." I'm like, okay. And I see this skinny kid there. I'm like, that's this Hawk guy? Okay. And I swear to God, first run, he rolls in and is doing airs over my head, first run. And of course, I know I was only like 4 feet something then, but still, to see that happen in front of you was like the big, oh, I understand how it works now. I mean, I understand how they end up there. I still don't understand how it works, but even more so now, I definitely was like bitten, like, oh, I have to do this now. If that skinny kid can do it, then this short Asian kid certainly stands a chance of doing that. So there's my, and then, so I rode, I think I talked about this board a while back. This is my first, big board. Of course, it's been cut down into freestyle board. But this was the board I was riding that first day with yellow gyro wheels and white ACS 500s. And here from end of July of 1980 is my little layaway slip for that Madrid board, and with the board, the complete board was $112, and I had to pay $6 for grip tape. $6.25 for grip tape. Yeah, so a whopping $125.35. That's pretty expensive in 1980. So anyway, so we bought it at the end of July, and we agreed to pay it off by Christmas, basically. And we put a whopping $15 down to hold it. And yeah, so somehow along the way, I still have this for what's left of that Madrid board. So yes, so that's my quote unquote skateboard stories for today. Again, nothing really collectible unless you think a cut down Madrid whatever is worth anything to anybody other than me.